Alright, this is going to be a video on importing and setting up well, both just everything for the STG44 or the string or whatever you want to call it. So I stayed up till about 4:30 just making these animations, so y'all better appreciate it, even though they kind of suck, especially the running one or the whatever. Anyways, in the description you'll have a download to a compressed file called STG assets. Go ahead and download it. Once you do, go ahead and extract it, and you will have a folder called STG Assets. Open that up. We'll have two folders inside of that. One for the mesh, which contains the mesh/skeleton as well as the textures, and one for all the animations. We're going to import the mesh first. So we're going to go to Unreal Engine, scroll down to Weapons, create a new folder, call it STG44. Open that up. And we're going to pretty much copy both these in there. So the textures and the STG folder. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another one inside it real quick, call it mesh. That is not the right name. And I'm going to drag them both inside of that. Okay, and just hit import. Okay, I'm going to drag these to, okay, I guess it automatically imports the textures with it. So I'm just going to delete these two. We'll create the material here in a bit. I'm going to go back to the root, right click, create a new folder and call it animations. And we're going to go to animations, weapon, drag and drop the three weapon animations for the STG44 skeleton and import all. So let's go ahead and set up the material. So go back to our texture. Okay, those are gone. So let me just, I guess, redrag the textures back in there. Then I'm just gonna right click on the diffuse or the base color, hit create material, and I'm gonna call it m_stg44. Open that up, and we're also gonna drag the normal map in there and just plug that in the normal. So we have the base color plugged into base color, the normal plugged into normal. We're going to save it and wait for it to go ahead and apply. Then I'm going to go ahead and rename the textures. So I'm going to do T_STG44_base color. Same thing for the normal underscore normal. This is also FYI not my mesh. I just made a couple minor changes, such as having the an extra magazine, which will be used for the third person animation reload and stuff like that. And I went ahead and rigged it. And at this zone, I'm too tired. There will be a link to where I downloaded it in the description. I just don't care at the moment. Now we're going to open up the mesh, go to materials, search for STG, and apply it. I'll let that load here in a second so y'all can see it. But let's go ahead and import the arm animations. So come up to character, FPS, animations, create a new folder, called it STG44. Open that up. Go back to our animations, arms, and drag all these suckers in there and use it for the FPS skeleton or FPS arm skeleton and hit import all. Okay, I'm going to do a file save. There you can see the rifle. And honestly, he did a very good job because it is really not all that heavy performance-wise. I wish the casings were a little bit, more round, but that's something that you're not really going to notice. I think he did a really great job, especially setting up the internal portion. All right, so we have this set up. Now we can start working on our animation blueprint. So go back to FPS, arms, open our animation blueprint. We're going to copy this M1 carbine state machine, rename it to STG44. Right click on our blend poses and click add pin for element STG44 and link it. Open the state machine, open hip, and we need to create a blend space for the hip. So back to first person, animations, STG. Actually I'm just gonna copy the M1 carbine blend spaces, both of them, paste them in, and rename them. So place them on carbine with STG44, like so. And let's replace what's in them. So this is the hip. So we're gonna grab the STG44 hip idle, put that at beginning, hip walk, put in the middle, and hip run, put at the end. And make sure it goes through them, which it does. Then go to the ADS one, delete both of the thingies, pin, whatever. We're gonna have the ADS idle be the first one, and the ADS walk be the very last. Hit save, make sure it goes through, which it does. And now we can plug those in. So replace this hip M1 carbine with the hip STG44 and just plug them in. Go to the ADS and do the exact same thing, but for the ADS blend space, like so. Compile and save. Now we need to create an animation montage. So I want to go back to the animations, go to the M1 carbine, copy that animation montage, and paste it in, and rename it M1 carbine to STG44. Open that on up, go to asset browser, delete the reload empty for the M1 carbine, and replace it with the reload empty for the Sturmgewehr. Same thing for the normal reload. Just gonna do the organizing at the end. Now we have the hip fire, find hip fire. Then we have the ADS fires. So find ADS fire and drop it in. So take our ADS fire, drag it all the way to the front. Take our hip fire, drag it to the second one. Then take our reload and drag it to the third. Whoops, like so. And then we can move these around. So reload empty is going to snap right at the start of reload empty. The normal reload is going to snap right to the start of reload. And fire hip is going to snap right to the start of the hip fire. Just confirm you're cleared. Close you out. And so let's set up the actual blueprint. So we don't have a full auto class yet, but now that we have a full auto gun, we can do that. So I'm going to go to Nazi Zombies, our C++ classes, usables, weapons, weapon semi. I'm going to create a blueprint class off of it. Call it BP underscore STG44 and put it in the corresponding folder, STG44. Let's set the mesh and the animations. So STG44 fire, STG44 reload, STG44 reload empty, STG44 the montage, and we don't have anything for the third person yet. I'm not going to make that tonight. Oh, one more thing. Set the weapon ID to the STG44 so it knows which animations to play in our this thingy. So now let's set ourselves up to use it so we can test it real quickly and hopefully it works so I can actually go to bed. Let's see. Okay, got the idle. We have the running, which I know is really ugly. We have the aiming. We have the aiming while moving. You know, I'm gonna actually set the speed of us to go just a max of 300 for now. So here's our walking. It's better than the running. So here's our fire, and the line trace is coming out of the roots, so I gotta add a muzzle socket to the mesh. So we're gonna come down here to the mesh, open the skeleton, and I can't remember what it's called, so I'm gonna open the skeleton of the M1 carbine, and it's called muzzle socket. So STG44, find the muzzle right here, right click add socket, rename it to muzzle socket, and hit save. So now we should be coming out. We are, but we're coming straight to the left. So let's grab that socket, rotate it 90 degrees, save it, and we should be good. So now it's coming out of the muzzle. So let's test it real quick. We'll aim at the thingy. I completely yanked that one. And it's pretty much on. So now let's look at our fire animations. Doesn't look that bad, and I'm already out of ammo, so I'm gonna right click, reload. There's the ammo, or the reload for the running dry. Here's the normal reload. So they're both playing correctly. Now we can just set the basic stats of it real quick. So that one website where I found the actual stats is right here. I can't remember at all, like what the damages are. Just search for 44. There it is. So damage, I'm just going to do the low end, so default of 70. Head multiplier is 4. Chest and stomach are 1. So we have 180 extra rounds and 30 in the magazine. Compile, save. And we now have our Sturmgewehr set up and actually ready to do some damage. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And reload. Cool. That should be a one shot to the head. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this. Obviously, the running animation stuff needs work, but I'm very experienced with animating, and I really don't know how to make those look natural. But regardless, it is now 5. Oh my gosh, it's 5 in the morning. I'm going to bed. Hopefully this was helpful. We now have a Sturmgewehr, so we can now create our full auto rifle class. And I'm probably going to end up actually making it toggleable, so you can choose between semi and full auto. But that's the plan anyways. So I'm going to see you in the next one.